Hello, Dinger Gardens and our Harvest Co-op CSA members and fans. I'm Steve Dinger, and I am one of the apprentice farmers for the Our Harvest Co-op. And today is September 29th, 2012, and we are going to go over some irrigation information today. Kind of an overview of how we irrigate at the Dinger Gardens farm, and I'll have a little bit of information how we irrigate at Bar Farm. So I guess let's go ahead and get started, and we'll take it from here. Okay, so here is our water supply, which is pumped up from a well at Double J Farm, which is where the Dinger Gardens part of the Our Harvest Co-op is. Everything's being grown here, and as you can see, here's, if you remember from the tour, here's Dinger Gardens, and here is our new high tunnel, and I'm going to show you 3 different types of irrigation that we're using. Mostly one right now that we're using just for the high tunnel. Right now it's been, there's been a lot of rain in the forecasts lately, and so we haven't been doing much irrigating outside. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're irrigating in the high tunnel, where we need to irrigate because we don't get rain in here. So I will show you this little system here. This is our drip irrigation, which is by far my favorite. We just got this year in a package with the high tunnel kit that we got from Farm Tech. And this here, so there's the spigot there. It's connected to a hose, connected all the way to, we'll start from the beginning. This is where we put this together, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so this is probably the most intricate part of it. This is the pressure regulation, so that, you know, there's a certain pressure that the water puts out from the well, and that's a little bit too high of a pressure for what we want to do with drip irrigation. And you don't want to be overloading the lines with too much water pressure and bust them out. So we have this here. Right here we have a pressure gauge, and that's the water's coming into the line, and this is what's the pressure that we're getting going into the line. It looks like a little, maybe about 11 pounds of pressure right now going in. And so this right here is our little pressure regulator, and so that takes away some of the pressure, and it goes through this little area here, and we have on the other side of the pressure regulator another gauge which tells us the pressure that's coming out, after the pressure regulator. So it looks like about, but it's kind of bouncing between 6, 7, 8 pounds of pressure. So it's taking a little bit of pressure off the off the pipes. And so, okay, we have our main line. It's coming down. We put a little elbow in there, get down to the ground level, and then we have this main line that's about it's an inch PVC, and it goes all the way across. And what's connected to that is our drip irrigation, our drip tape, which runs parallel to the high tunnel. The main line runs perpendicular, obviously, and I'll show you kind of the setup of how we put this together. Let's see. So I'll give you kind of a tutorial, I guess. So here we have, let's see, maybe we can get a wider angle. Here we have, this is the inch line. So think about that as the main perpendicular line going across. And what we do with that is we put a valve on it. And that little valve, it's kind of nice because you can turn the water on and off. So if you want, say, just one of these lines going, or if you want one of them off, you just turn the little switch on here and that'll turn it off. See if I can do that one-handed. There. So you can see I've turned it. That would be off. And what we do is we'll put a little hole in this. So how we do that is we use this little device here. It's got a little pointy tip. You just poke it into the pipe, make a little hole. Sometimes we've been having to, it gets a little bit hard, so sometimes we've been using this little hand drill, widen the hole a little bit, that tip, and then we stick the valve in there, and that's in there good. It won't really leak a hole. It really doesn't leak much from that because it's got a good good contact with the edges. And then from there we have this roll of drip tape, and the interesting thing about this is it has these little I want to say, I guess, little holes with about a zigzag of opening that allows the water to come through, and that zigzag that is kind of a pressure regulator as itself, so that throughout it looks like about every foot. So there's one here at the end, and then there's one right here, and so about every foot is where it's going to drip down on the plants. And let's see, and so it disperses that water throughout the entire line going all the way down, and that dispersion of the water, you would want to, it would generally want to, most of it would leak out just one of the holes, but because it has to zigzag through each of those little tubes to the hole, it disperses it all the way to the end, so that the beginning of the line is not getting a lot of water, and then the end of it getting just a very little. So hopefully I explained that okay. Hopefully you kind of get it. But so anyways, so that's the drip tape, and that, let's see, I'll go ahead and cut a little piece off of it to show you how we connect it. Bear with me while I do that. Not easy with the dull cutters. Okay, here we go. Alright, still with me? We have our drip tape, so just a little section of it right here, and that is going to fit on the valve like so. So just imagine that goes all the way down like these guys, and so we fit it on, and then it has a little space where you can tighten it up so it's not leaking, and it's connected. Very simple. It's really easy to set these up. And at the very end of it, there's a little stopper, and that keeps the water from shooting out the end. So that is that part. Looks like we are running a little long on the video, but so this, you know, and I don't have the numbers with me right now. I can't remember, but it puts out so much water per hour, so many gallons per acre, and so it's kind of a slower process. And we leave this on for, say, 8 to 10 hours, and then it waters everything pretty well. Sinks in. We've had to shape these beds, so they're raised beds, and that they tend to dry out a little bit quicker than, you know, just the straight ground. You can see there's some chickens playing around in here trying to scrape out our produce, our pak choi. I'll give you can kind of see, maybe I'll give you a little view of it dripping down. Yeah, that's about how much it drips, you know, a very slow rate, and it goes directly to the plant. You know, you can kind of set them up so it's not, you know, you're not having to water all the area of ground. You're just watering right where you want it to. And that's what's really nice about this system, is it doesn't waste a lot of water like a lot of other systems. So I'm very proud to have this system with us finally. So I guess I will end this clip, and we'll have another clip of the other two types of irrigation that we'll be covering. So stick with me.